Hey, welcome. Today we're going to talk about something you probably think you already know all about, gratitude. But what if I told you it's not just some polite feeling, but actually one of the most powerful tools you have for building, for cultivating joy in your life? Let's get into it. Okay, so right off the bat, this is the biggest idea we need to tackle. On the left, you've got this mirage that a lot of us live in, this idea that gratitude is just a feeling you wait around for. But the truth, over on the right, is so much more powerful. Gratitude isn't passive, it's an active practice, something you choose to do. So let's just sit with that mirage for a second, because honestly, it's where most of us get stuck. It's this belief that gratitude is just a reaction to big, happy things happening to us. You know the stuff I'm talking about, right? You get a promotion, you start a new relationship, you have some big win. And look, of course we should be grateful for those things. That's wonderful. But if that's the only time we're feeling grateful, we are missing out on its real power. We're leaving so much joy on the table. And this right here, this is the huge mental flip we need to make. We think, okay, when something good happens, I'll feel happy, and then I'll be grateful. But the science actually shows the reverse is way more effective. Practice gratitude and you will become happier. It's not the result of joy, it can literally be the source. So how in the world does that work? Well, this isn't just some feel-good wishful thinking. This is neuroscience. A regular, consistent gratitude practice can actually, physically, change your brain for the better. The science here is it's fascinating. First, you gotta understand our brain's factory settings. It's something called the negativity bias. For survival reasons, our brains are basically like Velcro for bad experiences and Teflon for good ones. We're just hardwired to notice the threat, the problem, the one thing that went wrong, way more easily than all the things that went right. So this is where the practice becomes so powerful. Gratitude is a direct counterattack on that negativity bias. When you make a point to consistently look for the good, you're not just thinking happy thoughts. You are literally giving your brain a hit of those feel-good neurotransmitters, dopamine and serotonin. You are training your focus, building new neural pathways that look for what's going right. And over time, that builds some serious mental resilience. Okay, so the science is solid, but how do we actually do it? How do we put this whole brain rewiring thing into practice? Well, the best news is, it's incredibly simple. You don't need anything fancy to get started. This is one of the most studied and effective techniques out there. It's called the 3 good things exercise. It's so easy. Every day, maybe before bed, you just think of 3 things that went well that day. But the secret sauce is step 2. You have to briefly think about or jot down why it went well. That part is key. It helps your brain really lock in the positive experience. And of course, you gotta make it a habit. And I really want to stress this. These do not have to be huge, life-changing events. In fact, the real power is in these small stuff. It's about finding these little moments of grace in your normal, everyday life. Maybe it was just that your morning coffee tasted amazing, or you had a nice, easy conversation with a coworker. That's it. That's the magic. I absolutely love this quote. It just sums it all up, doesn't it? You stop being a passive observer, just waiting for lightning to strike. Instead, you become an active seeker, a detective for the good things that are already happening all around you. You're searching for those little, everyday miracles. Okay, so you start doing this simple little habit. What happens next? Well, the benefits are pretty profound, and they start to ripple out into almost every single area of your life, way beyond just feeling a little more cheerful. And look, these results are real, they're tangible, they're backed by a ton of research. People who consistently practice gratitude report real-world benefits. We're talking stronger immune systems, sleeping better, having deeper and more connected relationships, and, maybe most importantly, being way more resilient when life gets tough. And here's another really interesting psychological payoff. When you are constantly, consciously focusing on everything you have, your desire for what you don't have it starts to fade. It's this powerful, natural antidote to that feeling of envy, to that constant pressure that we need more, more, more. And ultimately, this is the big shift in your whole outlook on life. This simple practice moves you from a scarcity mindset, which is always, always focused on what's missing, to an abundance mindset, which appreciates the richness that's already there. You start to realize that you have enough, right now. So, let's just bring this all home. When you put it all together, the neuroscience, the simple daily practice, these amazing payoffs, you realize this isn't just a nice idea. This is a legitimate tool for shaping your own well-being. If you remember one thing from all of this, Let it be this right here. Joy is not some treasure you just stumble upon one day. It's not a destination you finally arrive at. It's more like a garden. It's something you have to tend to day in and day out, with practices just like this one. You actively, consciously cultivate it. So I want to leave you with a question, a challenge, really. Forget about tomorrow or next week. What is one small, good thing that you can actively notice and appreciate today? Your practice can start right now.